And yet another viewer found a very rare penny in their pocket change. Literally. I'm not lying here. This isn't hype. This is the truth. They found a coin that's going to be worth a few $1,000s in their pocket change because they watched my video. I'm not kidding. Here, let me show you. Here's the coin in question. They posted this asking if it was a 1992 D close AM. It looks like an uncirculated coin, although it might be AU58. I don't know. And be totally sure because we asked for pictures outside of the holders, but I get it. Well, looking at it, this looks like the coin. And I told them to send it off to PCGS or make arrangements to have it submitted, maybe go to a dealer or something. And this is a great find. They told me on down in here, I asked them that they did find it in their pocket change. And I'm very excited for this. This is the third one in the last 2 years that a viewer of mine has found. Same with the 69S. There's been a couple of those found in the last 3 or 4 years. I know they're lottery wins, but they are discoveries that are being found in people's change. I see so many people out there looking for anomalies and minor things and all that, but you need to be looking for the varieties that are known and mint errors that you can look up at error-ref or even my website. That's what you want, not these little, I know it's fun to look up things and strange coins and all that, but I'm just saying if you really want to make a little bit of money or maybe have a chance, these are the coins you look for. I've got videos on them. And I don't know what it'll grade, but the D is a lot more rare. And if it would get in even the mint state, that's over $2,000 in brown. If it's red in 62, 38.50. It looks kind of red brown, whatever. Red brown's 22.50. If we click on this, we can look at the other values. I mean, it's a D, man. That's the thing. It has a D mint mark. That makes it more rare. And to find it in your change, that's just crazy. So, looks like only one is graded AU58. I don't really have a value for it. 10 of them in 62. So we'll see what happens, man. See what happens, what the results are on this coin. But it's a great find. So I'm attaching that video to this video so that you can watch what I look for. This is a very popular video, has over 1 million views. So you got to watch it. So I'm attaching that video to this video so that you can watch what I look for. This is a very popular video, has over 1 million views. So you got to watch it. Here are my cherry-picked Lincoln Cent varieties that I suggest you look for from 1959 to 1999. Here's the 1960 D over D. It's a small over large date. It's a FS 101. This one I included. It's not that it's so much valuable in circulated grades, but it is a very interesting coin to find. This is something that most collectors would like to find to add to their collection. You've got the first punch D here, and then you have the large over small, and you can see the thickness of the letter. It almost looks like the lettering's become unraveled. This one's the 1966 double die obverse. It's the FS 101. And it's an interesting coin to find. Something about the 66 that's doubled. And here's a few of the die marks to look for. And the splits. Here's the doubled R. The U. And it's unmistakable once you look at this under magnification. I notice a lot of people wonder about the L being up on the rim. When you have a design that has lettering that's that close to the rim, sometimes you'll see that if it's a little misaligned or if the rim's worn down. It doesn't add any value to it. What you're looking for though is all these die marks to help you ID this one. And as I always tell everyone that watches these videos, that there are several double dies for all of these, but there's only some that are worth the money. And this is the only one for 1966 that I recommend trying to find in your pocket change if you want a little payday. This is the 1969 D, and this is the No FG. And I'm covering this one because I think I missed it in the last video that I covered in this decade. And it's not worth a whole lot when it's circulated. But the main thing about this is that it has to be completely missing. There can't be any evidence of an FG in this area, and it's better off if your coin's graded or authenticated as a no FG. And it is better to find one in mint state grade, because in that way you can know that it's not damaged, and that you know that there's nothing left at all. It's not worn off. And that is key here. So if you want a missing designer initials, FG, then you definitely want to make sure there's nothing there and have it certified. Send it to Annex. Annex is cheaper. You can do the $10 for 10 and see if your coin will qualify. This one is always going to be in my videos whenever I recommend Lincoln Cents to find. This is the double die here for me. That's the 1969S, and the double die here is unmistakable. It's a nice spread on it. It's an extremely valuable coin. It sells for 5 figures in every grade. So that's one of them you don't want to pass up, and I don't show die marks on this one because it's just too obvious. It's all around the whole perimeter of the coin and all the lettering and the date. This one you don't see very often mentioned, but this is the 1971 double die obverse. It's the FS101. And we'll look at it a little closer here. You can see it real prominently in the 7. That's not mistakable there if you see that. Over here, I'm going to point out, it looks like there's something here, but you're seeing shadows, and that's a lot of times you're going to see that, especially when you're looking through holders. You can see the die file marks here. That's a little bit of the die markers. Now here it is in the Y. You can see the doubled in the Liberty, the split through the L. I mean, these are unmistakable. These are pretty obvious. It's a good coin to find. Here is the 1972, and this is the FS104. There are several for 1972, and there's only 2 of them that I recommend, and this one is one of them. It's very valuable, and you want to pay close attention to this because the images here show you what to look for, and it has to look like these images. It has to match. It's not just any 1972. So when you're going down through here, you're taking note of all the areas it's doubled. Not only that, what direction it's doubled. Also, this is known for a little cud on the reverse right by the L in Liberty. That's very important. That is an easy pickup point. In other words, we call it a pup. When you see that on a 1972, then you can start looking for the other areas to be doubled. And there's some reverse die marks as well to look for. This one is the second 1972. This one is actually the FS101. And this one you definitely want to find, but it's also very obvious like the 69S. It's just obvious. You're not going to mistake it for any other double die. If it don't look like this, it's not the FS101. I'll zoom in here a little bit. You can see the date. You can see 2 of everything on this one. It's basically a 2 for 2. Here's one that I didn't cover, and it's a 1974 aluminum cent. The 1974D was found, and it's illegal to own. There's only one known without the mint mark, and that's important here. No mint mark on this one. And it's valued at either $150,000, I believe. I think there's only one in the population, of course. But, there's a lot of plated coins out there. A plated coin will show some yellowing on the rim or on the front of the coin or the back. It's got to weigh the aluminum weight. Okay, the weight's 0.93 grams, so it has to weigh 0.93 grams or thereabouts. So that's the best way to do it. Just weigh it. If it weighs 3.11 or 2.5 or 6, then it's just a regular cent. It's either copper or the copper-plated zinc. Here's the 1983, and this is the double die reverse. It's the FS801. This is a good one to find. Most people pass up the reverse on Lincoln Cents, but this one here you don't want to pass up. You want to turn over and you want to look at it. Also, don't forget to look for the 83 struck on a copper planchet or bronze planchet. It's going to weigh anywhere from 2.09 to 3.11. And also along with that, I want to mention, don't forget to look for the 1982D on a bronze planchet as well. It has to be the 82D small date. That's it. That's the only one. All the rest of them are normal on copper. Just the 82D small date. Here is an 83D. I don't have an image of this coin. It's the FS101. It is extremely rare. No one knows for sure how many there are. I just don't have a picture of it, but be on the lookout for any 1983D double dies, obverses. Here's a 1984, and this is known for the doubled ear. It is a double die. There are other areas on the coin that show a little bit of thickness of the letters and doubled, but here it is. It's the doubled ear. Here is the 1988 reverse of 89, and you also have the 1988D reverse of 89. It's the FS901. PCGS has this listed as the white AM, and that's important in the sense that it's very confusing. What you're looking for here is this. You see the line, how the G is, and you see the little serif in here. This top of the G does not meet with this. So that's important to note. So when you're looking for these, make sure that you're looking at the designer initials and how it's supposed to look. And also the distance here and the height. All that's very important for this. Now here's a 1992. This is the close AM. And on this one, the A and the M have to touch. If they're not touching, and I'm not talking about die deterioration doubling or anything that's damaged to the A and the M in America, because I've seen a lot of people that are confusing where the A smashed or the M smashed or there's a lot of damage. You're also going to look at the designer initials, close AM. So when you look at those diagnostics, then that's the only way it's going to be the FS901. Here is the 1995D FS103, and it is the double die obverse. Now there are more than one 1995 double dies, but it's only the FS103 that is going to be worth more money, and it's the one that you should be looking for. And you're going to see, thickness and the Liberty. There's not a large spread on this one, but it is more rare than the one that has the larger spread. Here's the 1996 FS101. This one shows thickness in the date, and then you see some doubled on the trust. You can see the splits here, and so another example, a little bit on the eye. You got some in the areas here. You got a die mark on the reverse in between the O and the N of 1. So those are things to look for. You look for these die marks. There's another 1996, which is the FS102 double die obverse. It's a little bit not as thick. You've got a little bit of split here and here, and you've got it in the Liberty and on the R, and here's a little die mark here, and all these little areas that you look for on the reverse. That's what you want to look for to try to help ID it, because these are two different. They're very similar in value, but those are the 96s that you want to look for. Next, you hear a lot about the white AM. This is the 1999 white AM FS901. Now, there's a 98 and a 2000, but this one is worth the most money. This is the one that you want to look for. You want to see that this has a space in between the A and the M, and also the designer initials are different, the spacing here. So those are the things you have to look for. It's not just the A and the M, because this can be damaged. You also want to look at the designer initials. So thanks for watching my latest video. Keep looking, but look for the right thing. Look for the coins that I recommend. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.